Hey everyone, if you can't buy a new 120 Prado, I'll build one. Anyway, I'm just in the process of starting and tinkering away slowly with a dual battery setup for the 120 V6. And I found some rust, and it's not a surprise or anything. I think I knew something was there, but I'm going to show you about the worst thing I've found on this V6 so far. It doesn't matter if it's a V6 or a diesel or whatever, it's the same car. Careful which ones you buy secondhand. Follow the videos and all the precautions and the information in the playlists by checking out the vehicle. See what I do when I obtain a vehicle and the work we do to it. Well, let's have a look at this rust at the back. Yeah, one thing leads to another. All I wanted to do is I've got this wire that I run through from the front to the back. You can see where it is down there. Put it all back together, and it was just hanging out here, and I thought, oh yeah, all I've got to do now is all I've got to do now, right? So, you know, mount things like this and power outlets and fuse blocks and all that. But you've got to work out where you're going to do it and really think it through. It's quite time consuming. Let's just include the dual battery setup information in this as well. So I've ran the 50 amp wire or whatever it is, the big fat one that's designed for that. And it's not the way I normally do things either, but someone gave me this. I had it in stock, so I thought, well, I'll make use of it and it'll be another guinea pig. So that goes through there with another dual core. So basically what we got is big fat one like that came pre-fitted with this stuff that I won't need, and another little dual core. The little dual core, big enough for the USBs inside the car, will go to one of these fuse points, and the other wire will go to the other one to the back of the car. Inside the car, if you have a look up under here where that grommet is, in behind the flap up there, you can find where the wires will come through, middle of the picture where those two wires come through. And obviously one neatly right down under the kick trim straight to the back. The other one's just hanging here at the moment. I've put in USB port there, and the wire's just sitting up under here waiting for me to grab it. I've put one in over there. There's the wire, and I've decided I'm gonna put in a USB A and C points. I've just ordered another one to go over there because C is becoming more popular. Otherwise later I'm just gonna be going, oh, I should have done that. So I'm gonna do that. So there'll be heaps of USBs in here, and that'll just all get soldered up and get connected at the battery at the front. They've all got their own fuse anyway, but it'll have another fuse at the front. Way too many fuses. That big fat wire there, that's the one from the front. That'll come through here. Let's have a look at this rust. Not bad really, but this is the worst thing I could find on the car. One thing leads to another. I just decided to pull the whole thing off. So you know what, I'll run through quickly what I can remember in case people have got 120s and want to do this. 150s are going to be similar, but it's going to be a little bit different. And other makes and models similar as well, which is why it's worth watching all my videos regardless of what Toyota or what make and model, because there's lots of good info that you can make use for your education and, you know, so generally when you're working on vehicles. So the rust, now it looks a lot better now because I couldn't help myself. I had to start cleaning it. So what I've done, the worst of it was right here. You can see over here more of a rusty color, right? That's because I haven't done anything with that yet, right? So this was, when I say quite bad, it's nothing. That'll last the life of the vehicle, right? But with a cleanup and treatment, it's going to be better. So the seal was there, right? The seal pushes on. It's got this grease stuff in there that's sort of meant to help seal it up. But people pull these on and off. There was a bit of tape wrapped around here. There was a little bit of green wire. I think it's on the floor out here. So I don't know where it's gone. Out there, there it is. This was, you know, sitting in here somewhere. Sort of tells me someone's been in there before and, you know, whatever. So they're on and off, and the grease gets sort of dissipates, and you know, it gets dirt and dust and sand. People take their dogs to the beach, dog in and out the back, dog hair, sand, salt water, whatever. So this vehicle probably had that. Maybe there was a rubber mat on the carpet, which was good, but all the stuff falls off the edges, gets under the trims and that, and they're all getting cleaned up and going to get cleaned up before they go back on. So what did I do? It was just full of sand in here, so I cleaned. You know, you can see I've got my brushes, I've got my air blower, I've got the vacuum, I've got my yellow cloths from Costco, you know, the Kirkland ones, all my favorite cleaning stuff, all hands on deck, and I'm just bloody out here really pulling that trim off and just cleaning everything up. And I thought, I didn't plan to do this, but you know what, let me just pick up the camera and do a video. I know we've talked about it before, but a lot of the older stuff on the 120s might have even been before YouTube, so it could be lost on one of our other Facebook groups or on some other website. Videos, photos, write-ups and all this sort of thing. And videos is so much better to just show you all this information, right? So I don't actually know. Check my channel. Have I actually done this on a 120 and shown you this? Because I know what I've done and shown you, but how have I shown you? And we really need it in the encyclopedia of our YouTube channel here on, YouTube, just so that you can find it all in one place. See what's going on there? There's a rough edge there. Is that from manufacturer or someone been... Because it's like a rough edge. Makes me think, did this get... Can't have got hit in the back. I'm going, why someone filed that? It's got a rough filed edge there. Right there. It's really... That's just not along here. Not Toyota-like. I don't get that. So I've got to get the file and clean that up as well. Ideally, you'd want to put some paint on it, but I'm not going to muck around with paint because it's a 2008. It's 2026 nearly now. That's an 18-year-old car. How good's that for 18 years old and it's been treated like that? So if you keep it clean and don't put salt water and sand in there, you won't have any further issues. So what have I done? Cleaned it all out, brushing, vacuuming, wiping, whatever, and then I spray some Inox MX4 over it, and you can see it's just totally changed the colour of it. So what I've done, and I've just wiped it off with a rag. Now I'm going to do a bit of wire brush. I'll do a bit more. So wire brush, I'll clean the rust off as much as I can see. I'm really only going to spend probably 10 to 20 minutes on it. I'm not going to muck around, like I said. You can unclip these carefully if you want, get that out of the way. Like I said, there was a bit of tape there. It's like something had been in here. Someone's been in here before as well. So getting the right grease, and I can't remember what it's called. Someone can put it in the comments, and putting it on, that's the old grease on the seal there, right? Having the grease to help seal up in between that seam there, right? When the seal goes on, right? It's kind of like, you can see this sticky, icky, bootle. Is that what it is? Whatever, right? So that's how it's meant to be. But see, you get all the dirt on the outside of the seal. If you're keeping your cars, people, it's worth cleaning and knowing about this stuff. So stay tuned, right? So clean it all up, wire brush, bit of Inox. You can paint it if you want. You can put there's all sorts of treatment you can do. But what I'm saying, if I put a bit of MX4 on there and a bit of some whatever grease is going to get messy. But if we can get the right stuff, I don't know if I'll do that. I might just get a new seal because the bottom of the seal's got a little bit of damage on it. I'll see how much a seal is. I think it's about a couple $100 or so. If I can get one cheap enough, I'll just whack a whole new rear seal on the door, making old things new again. Small expense compared to a $100,000 new car, right? Got to get rid of those rough edges though, because it's bizarre. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. Anyway, it's distracting me. But that's the worst of it. That's the worst thing I've found on this $6,000 120 Prado, which is probably now a $20,000 120 Prado. And it's just going to be going up, up and up as it gets better with the best setup, the final best setup. I mean, you know, when is the best? Well, when you get to the end and you've done a few, and, you know, each time you do something, you go, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. Well, I've got a lot of should have dones. I've got a few cars and a few setups over the years. But anyway, pulling this trim off. I'm going to tell you a few important things first. In no particular order, and I might miss something, so don't just use this video to pull this trim off. So you start off, I'll give you a bit of a thing, right? So across the back here is that flat trim. It's got covers on it, so pop those off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Phillips head, screws out, then you just lift up, it'll just pull off. It's kind of like they clip in, even though they were screwed in. They've got these like sort of clip in a little bit type thing, and then at the sides, again, it just pulls off the top. They jam in there pretty tight. They're old, they haven't been off for years. So that center one comes off. Then you come around here, you've got to lift the carpet. You can take the whole rear piece of carpet out if you want. It's probably a good idea, but I couldn't be bothered. I don't need to pull that side off. I can just access what I want going through there, then I can see where it is, because I'm going to put a power outlet at that side, run the wire across with this one. That's what I do. That's how I do it. But the power comes up this side. It's the shortest run from the battery. It'll be cut off, go to the fuse block, and everything will split off from there, whatever I want, including this wire going over there. We'll say fridge accessory or whatever it is. So that trim off, you've got to lift the carpet to get to the two. There's two hidden screws. They're under the carpet, 1, 2. They're big, fat, black ones like that. They're the ones you might not know, and you'll be pulling on it. You've got to take the cover off for your seats so it looks like this, and open these covers up, right? And then it's all under here. There it is there. 14mm bolts, right? To take that off, that's got to come out. So with those screws and that unbolted, your seat belt, front and rear. So that one there, you know, middle row and the rear one. The rest, I'm just thinking this through, is all clips. You've got your cigarette lighter accessory to unplug there. And yeah, get in here and vacuum it, compressed air it, wipe it, just give it a good clean up. This is your rear aircon setup. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I've waffled enough in this video. But yeah, good clean up. The wire will come up into here. I'll just run it with that other wiring loom now, and I'll put the fuse box. I haven't even worked it out. That's what I'm at now. I just wanted to show you the rust and show you what's possible if you beach car. Sand and dirt and moisture, and once it's got dirt and sand in there, it just holds the moisture longer, and this is what happens even to a quality Toyota material with quality paintwork. This can happen. So I'm going to spend a bit more time cleaning up in here, and then I'll get back on with the electrical job. That might be on our other YouTube channel, 4B4 Adventures, so spelt the same except Adventures instead of diesel. It might be here, it might be there. Who knows what I'm doing? I don't even know what videos I'm putting on what channel. And if we don't get more likes and sharing and subscribers, I'm really kind of losing. Are you losing interest? Well, I'm losing interest too. If you don't want me to lose interest, I need a bit of, like button. Share it to your friends. Try and get people onto it, because I want to do it to help people. And if I'm not seeing that, if people haven't got interest, they're not showing interest, then I'll just sort of lose motor. I'll go, oh, well, nobody cares, So that's how I feel about it anyway. I feel like people are losing interest. Are you losing interest? Did you make it to the end? Anyway, bada bing, bada boom, I've talked enough. What else can I tell you? So it's all clips. Once you get it off, to have a look at it on the ground, right? So the trim at the back door has to come off as well, because it covers that and that little step thing. Take the two covers off, two 10mm bolts. There's your seat belt. Unplug your cigarette lighter. I just pop these. Do pop out. You can pop them out if you like. I'd pop those out. I'm not sure if you have to. You probably do, actually. The cover off there, the two bolts, take that out. The two screws underneath the carpet, don't forget those. At the back, the trim covers over that, and we'll spin it over and you'll be able to see the rest is all, it's just clips. Just make sure they're all there when you take it off and in place. If not, you just pull them out of the hole and slide them back in where they go, or you can buy some new ones if you broke one. There's not much room behind that, so don't go drilling out the back of that to mount much, because that'll be your panel work just behind there. I think that covers it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clips. And this, what does this do? Just hooks in somewhere, whatever. I don't even know. Who cares? It's not that hard. Just take your time and don't miss anything. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Catch you on the next one.